Hello, hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be making green and red pesto sauce. So I'll be starting with the green pesto sauce, and for that I'm going to be using fresh basil leaves. I'll be adding fresh garlic as well. I've grated some parmesan cheese, and I've got olive oil, and then the pine nuts, which I have roasted myself. I'll be showing you later in the video how I roasted the pine nut. So I'm going to go ahead and place all the ingredients in the food processor except the olive oil, which I'll be adding later. So all the other ingredients will be going into the food processor in one go. So the food processor actually makes it easier to blend this sauce and achieve the consistency that I like. But if you don't have food processor, you can use mortar and pestle depending on the amount that of sauce that you want to make. So I'm going to scrape this side, then add a bit of salt to it as well. And like I mentioned earlier, I roasted my pine nuts, and I did this by just adding the pine nut to a dry pan on the heat, and I continue to stir it until the nut is roasted. So I like roasty nut flavor in my pesto sauce. So I continue to blend the ingredients, then I'm adding olive oil through the spout. So the consistency of the sauce will depend on the amount of olive oil that you add. So it's to your preference really how much olive oil you add to it. So I've blended this nicely, and the green pesto sauce is ready. So I'm going to place this in a jar and set it aside while I get on with the red pesto. So for the red pesto sauce, I'm using exactly the same ingredients as I did with the green sauce. The only additional ingredients I'll be adding is sun-dried tomato. So sun-dried tomato actually gives this sauce a depth of flavor. It is indescribable. The flavor is indescribable. It is best tasted for you to know what it tastes like. I'm not joking, guys. This red pesto is on another level. You need to try this sauce. Anyway, I've added all the ingredients, and I'm going to blend it together again in the food processor. But I don't know whether you'll be able to blend the crush the red pesto in the mortar and pestle, just because of the sun-dried tomato. But I think it should be possible. I've not tried it. I've tried it with the green, but not with the red. I actually forgot to add the parmesan cheese, so I've just added the parmesan cheese now, and I'm going to continue to blend. But I think it should be possible. I'm actually going to try crushing the red pesto in the mortar and pestle, and I'll let you guys know how that comes out. So with the red pesto, because there's already salt in the sun-dried tomato, I've added less salt, and also with the olive oil that I'm going to use to loosen it, because the sun-dried tomato is quite thick when blended. I'll need more olive oil to loosen the sauce. But again, it's to your preference how thick or how runny you want the sauce to be. So the sauce is actually ready, and with the pesto sauces, you can use any leaves that you prefer. I know that I've used kale in the past, but the thing with kale is that kale hasn't got aroma, so it can be quite bland. The taste will be there, but the aroma, the kick is not like the basil leaves. Again, with the nuts, you can use almond nut or walnut, because pine nuts can be quite expensive. A lot of people are going towards using other nut alternatives like the almond nut and the walnut, but I prefer the pine nuts just because of the taste. The taste is different, and the flavor as well. So I've placed the sauces in the jar, and I'll be putting them in the fridge, and you can use this for your pasta dishes. It's very popularly used in pasta dishes, but today I'm using the green sauce to make sandwich. Yes, you can use it for sandwich. It is a banger in sandwich. So what I did was that I sliced some roast chicken that I made earlier. I added some fresh vine tomato, some black olives, and I topped it with wild rocket leaves, and the sandwich is so nice, so tasty with the green pesto, and you can use the red pesto as well. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up, press the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'll see you next time. Bye.